In the annals of military history, few figures are as emblematic of both triumph and controversy as General William Westmoreland. As you look at this image of him, imagine the weight of the decisions he had to make, the strategies he devised, and the battles he fought, not just on the battlefield, but also in the hearts and minds of those he led and those who scrutinized him from afar. His journey through the Vietnam War is a testament to the complexities of leadership and the inexorable tides of history. Now let's set the stage for the story of a man whose name has become synonymous with the Vietnam War, a conflict that would test the very limits of American military might and strategic thinking. The humid air hung heavy, thick with the smell of napalm and fear. The dense foliage seemed to close in from all sides, creating an almost suffocating atmosphere that weighed heavily on the soldiers' minds and bodies. It was the late 1960s, and the jungles of Vietnam echoed with the deafening whir of helicopter blades and the staccato bursts of automatic fire. The relentless noise was a constant reminder of the ever-present danger, as soldiers navigated the treacherous terrain, always on high alert. The Vietnam War, a conflict that would come to define a generation, was at its peak, and at the heart of the storm stood a stoic, resolute figure, General William Westmoreland. His presence was a beacon of determination amidst the chaos, a symbol of unwavering leadership in a time of great uncertainty. A career soldier who had risen through the ranks, Westmoreland found himself thrust into the crucible of a war unlike any America had ever seen. His extensive military experience was put to the ultimate test as he faced an enemy that was both determined and elusive, employing guerrilla tactics that challenged conventional warfare. Tasked with leading the US military to victory against a determined and elusive enemy, Westmoreland's decisions would have profound and lasting consequences, shaping not only the course of the war but also his own controversial legacy. His strategies, often debated and scrutinized, were a reflection of the complex and multifaceted nature of the conflict. Westmoreland's story is inseparable from the broader narrative of the Vietnam War, a conflict that exposed the limitations of American military might and the complexities of Cold War geopolitics. The war revealed the stark realities of modern combat and the intricate web of international relations that influenced every decision made on the battlefield. As commander of US forces in Vietnam, Westmoreland became a lightning rod for both praise and criticism, his name synonymous with the war's escalating violence and ultimate failure to achieve a decisive victory. His leadership was both lauded and vilified, reflecting the deeply divided opinions on the war back home in the United States. This essay delves into the life and career of General William Westmoreland, exploring his strategies, his successes, his failures, and the enduring debate surrounding his role in one of America's most divisive conflicts. Through a detailed examination of his actions and decisions, we aim to understand the man behind the uniform and the legacy he left behind in the annals of military history. Born in 1914 into a family steeped in military tradition, William Westmoreland's early years were shaped by the values of duty, honor, and country. From a young age, he seemed destined for a life of service, following in the footsteps of his forebears. Displaying discipline, ambition, and unwavering patriotism, Westmoreland's character was molded by rigorous training and a strong sense of purpose. After excelling at West Point, the prestigious US military academy, he graduated with honors, ready to take on greater challenges. Westmoreland embarked on a path that would lead him to the highest echelons of the armed forces, driven by a relentless pursuit of excellence. World War II provided Westmoreland with his first taste of combat, a baptism by fire that would test his mettle. As a young artillery officer, he served with distinction in both the European and Pacific theaters, showcasing his strategic acumen. Earning a reputation as a skilled tactician and a courageous leader, his actions in battle were commendable and set him apart. Following the war, Westmoreland held a series of increasingly important command and staff positions, each role sharpening his leadership abilities. He honed his skills and demonstrated a keen intellect for military strategy, becoming a respected figure among his peers. His rise through the ranks was steady and impressive, marked by numerous promotions and accolades. Westmoreland's career was characterized by a commitment to excellence and a deep-seated belief in the American mission abroad, ultimately leading him to a pivotal role in the Vietnam War. In 1964, with the Vietnam War escalating and American involvement steadily increasing, the situation in Southeast Asia was becoming more dire by the day. It was during this critical juncture that General William Westmoreland received the call that would define his career and shape the course of the conflict. Appointed commander of the Military Assistance Command Vietnam, MACV, he was tasked with nothing less than turning the tide of the war in America's favor, a monumental challenge that required both strategic acumen and unwavering determination. Westmoreland arrived in Vietnam with a clear and resolute objective: to defeat the communist forces of North Vietnam and their allies in the south, the Viet Cong. He was determined to bring about a decisive victory. Confident in American military superiority, Westmoreland set about implementing a comprehensive strategy that he believed would bring a swift end to the conflict. His confidence was rooted in the belief that American firepower and resources could overwhelm the enemy. His approach, known as attrition warfare, was based on the premise that the United States could inflict such heavy casualties on the enemy that they would eventually be forced to negotiate from a position of weakness. This strategy aimed to wear down the enemy's capacity to fight. Westmoreland's plan hinged on deploying overwhelming firepower, conducting aggressive search and destroy missions, and gradually wearing down the enemy's will to fight. He believed that through relentless pressure and superior tactics, victory was within reach.